Welcome to the I'm Rich People channel. They got rich doing this one thing every day. Have you ever wondered how some people seem to quietly build wealth, while others, who seem to be working just as hard, maybe harder, keep struggling? It's easy to think it comes down to luck, or timing, or being born into the right family. But what if I told you that the real difference, the thing that separates the ones who get ahead from the ones who stay stuck, often comes down to one small thing they do every single day? And no, it's not some secret stock tip or miracle morning routine. It's something so simple, most people overlook it. Let's talk about it. Here's the truth that no one really likes to admit. Getting rich isn't just about what you know, it's about how you think. And thinking, real, deep, focused thinking, is a habit. It's not something you stumble into. It's something you practice. The people who build wealth aren't always the smartest. They're the ones who've trained their minds to look for opportunities, to solve problems, to stay calm when everyone else is panicking. And you know how they build that mental strength? They think on purpose every day. Now, I know that might sound abstract, so let me break it down. We live in a world of constant distraction. Notifications, noise, opinions, headlines. It's easy to spend an entire day reacting to what's around us instead of creating what's within us. But the people who get rich, they've made it a habit to create space to think. They protect it, they schedule it, they show up for it, even if it's just 10 or 15 minutes a day. They use that time to ask themselves questions like, what am I building right now? Where am I wasting time, energy, or money? What's a smarter way to do this? Who can I learn from? What would my future self thank me for? Simple questions, but asked consistently, they lead to powerful answers. So many of us spend our lives busy, checking boxes, hustling, doing what we're told. But few people stop to think deeply about why they're doing any of it, and that's what separates those who survive from those who grow. Let's pause here for a moment. Let me ask you, when was the last time you sat down and gave yourself permission to just think? Not scroll, not multitask, not consume. Just think. If your answer is, I don't remember, that's okay. You're not alone. But maybe that's where your shift starts. Here's what I started doing that changed everything. Every morning, before I checked my phone, before I opened my laptop, I gave myself 10 minutes. Just me, a notebook, and a quiet mind. I didn't always know what to write. Sometimes it felt silly. But over time, that space became sacred. It became a meeting with my future, a moment to check in with who I wanted to become. And slowly, things started to change. I noticed patterns, I caught limiting beliefs. I started solving problems before they even showed up. I wasn't just reacting anymore. I was leading my own life. So here's the one thing wealthy people do every day. They think with intention. They carve out time, even when they're busy. Especially when they're busy. Because they know clear thinking leads to better decisions. Better decisions lead to better actions. And better actions, they lead to wealth. Not just in money, but in peace, in time, in freedom. Let's look at it like this. Imagine your brain is like a garden. If you don't take time each day to clear out the weeds, plant good seeds, water what matters, what happens? The weeds take over. Chaos wins. But a little daily care, a few minutes of intentional thought, can grow something powerful. And wealth, it grows from that clarity, that care, that consistency. So if you're listening to this and feeling behind, like you've missed your shot or you don't know where to begin, start here. Start with 10 minutes a day. You don't need the perfect system. You don't need a degree. You don't need a million followers. You just need space to think, to reflect, to ask yourself the kind of questions rich people ask before they're rich. Here are a few questions you can start with. What do I want to build this year? What's draining me that I need to let go of? Who do I admire, and what can I learn from them? What's one small thing I could do today that future me would be proud of? Write them down, sit with them, and be honest with your answers. No one else has to see them but you. You don't need to do this perfectly. You just need to start doing it consistently. Because when you show up for your own thoughts, over time, they start to change. They get clearer, more strategic, more powerful. And that inner clarity, it starts to shape your outer world. That's how it happened for me, and for so many others who never seemed special at the start, but made a habit of thinking like the person they wanted to become. So I'll leave you with this. Getting rich isn't about chasing the right hack, tip, or trick. It's about building the right mindset, one clear thought at a time. Protect your mind. Give it space. Ask better questions. And over time, you'll start seeing better answers. You don't need to have it all figured out today, but if you can commit to thinking clearly just for a few minutes each day, that might be the most valuable habit you ever build. You're closer than you think, one thought at a time. If you don't subscribe to this channel, I'm Rich People. You might never hear from us again. But if you already did, congratulations. You're growing every single day.